What's up, party people? It's Keys Dan with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live in a living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous. It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do you go? DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote. And maybe you could have me, yes, me, at your next event. I like to play for the people, video dance parties and karaoke jams. It's what I like to do, I'll tell you. It's what I like to do, playing for people at the best times in their lives when they're happy and ready to have a good time. Hiring me. Thank you so much, DJLittleRock.com. Today on the program, Ace Balangitan, all the way from the Philippines. And that's all I'm going to tell you right now. You're going to have to listen to hear more in the next few minutes. This week's shows, yep, this will be the spot that I put this week's shows, the public and private shows that I'm doing this week. Well, guess what? Due to the novel COVID-19 coronavirus, I have no public shows. I have no private shows. I miss all the people at my karaoke jams and my weddings and corporate events and birthday parties. I miss all the people. But I have podcasts. I have a way to still talk to people by phone, by Skype, maybe not in person so much, but certainly by phone or Skype or Zoom. I know technology is helping us to stay together, to feel closer together. And thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. All right, without further ado, let's get into it with Ace Balangitan. He's a DJ, producer, and a beat maker, okay? All right, spoilers. I'm giving you spoilers. And you're going to find out more. Now, I'll let you know that I did record this already. And, you know, the voice wasn't so good, but at least I was able to get a few sound bites from him. And you'll have an idea of what Ace Balangitan sounds like and a little bit idea of how he makes his music. So let's get into it with Ace Balangitan. Skyping Ace Balangitan now.
Hi,
Ace Balangitan. How are you doing?
I'm good.
It's Keys Dan with the What Makes You Famous podcast. You want to go on video?
I don't think so. I'm so ugly right now.
You are not ugly. You are beautiful, no matter what they say.
I appreciate that.
Well, all right then. You got me. Tell your story. Tell the people who Ace Balangitan is, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that properly.
It's Balangitan.
Balangitan.
Yeah. So, I am Ace Balangitan. I'm from the Philippines, specifically from Laguna. We moved here in Laguna like 2 years ago because of some financial problems. So, I'm working as film score composer and author.
Okay. I like that. That's a good place to start. I was looking at your Bandcamp and your Spotify, but mostly your YouTube, and you do have a unique sound. Is all the music that you have on there, is that all made by you? A keyboard and all the different instruments, is that all played by you?
Yeah, I made that on Mac because I don't have the instruments.
But you do it on your computer.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. It's so amazing what a person can do with their laptop using the proper software. What kind of software are you using to make your music?
I'm using BandLab right now. It's really good software.
BandLab.
Yeah.
And what kind of things can you do with BandLab? Is it does it come with some instruments and some sample beats, and then you mix them around, or do you have to make your own music?
Yeah, there are instruments, loop track, a lot. You can do a lot there.
That's pretty cool. Now, do you have a MIDI keyboard that you hook up to it, or is this something that that you can use the keyboard on the laptop itself to act as a piano or an instrument?
in the laptop. I don't have MIDI piano.
That is pretty cool. Well, I'm talking all the way to the Philippines from Conway, Arkansas, here in the USA, United States of America. I appreciate you being on the show. I mean, tell the people a little bit about what's going on with you over in the Philippines at this particular moment in time and in history. I know we have a pandemic going on all over the world. How's the feeling where you live, Ace?
I mean, it's pretty normal because I'm not that extrovert person, so it's like nothing, nothing, nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
But
Now,
there are a
you,
lot of places here.
so you say that you mostly
So,
like to stay inside? You're an introverted person?
yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, it takes all kinds of people to be creators. I mean, what gave you the idea that you wanted to be a beat maker, a producer, a DJ? What made you have the idea, and how long ago was that?
Like this 2019, I think. Yeah, 2019. Like last year. I watched Marshmallow and Alan Walker, and I was inspired by them.
Now,
And
do
I
you think you're
started making classical.
very cool? I mean, I know that your beats and your music, there's a lot of classical taste to it. There's a lot of different flavor, but mostly it's very mellow. It's most of the stuff that you have out there. It's stuff that you can listen to while you're chilling, just hanging out, just having a good time, just listening, laid back. Now, do you see yourself on stage in front of a crowd of thousands of people playing your music for them, or is this something that you want to play on radios only?
Um, I think on radios only. I don't see myself playing on stages.
It takes a certain kind of person to get up on a stage in front of
Yeah.
even just your family. It takes a little bit of time. I mean, have you played some of these things for your family?
No, not actually. I'm not
What?
with my family.
You don't have any
Yeah.
family or friends that you can hang around and show off your music to?
I mean, I'm I'm showing my music to my little brother.
What does your little brother think about it?
I mean, he kind of like it.
He kind of likes
He
it.
just he just don't like classical music.
Well, I know the flavor. It starts with classical, but then you add your own little twist to it. I mean, do you start with a classical song that maybe you've learned as a child and then put your own little beat on it, or is this something that you're coming up with on your own?
Um, I that is my original. That is my original.
That is fantastic. Now you've put it all out there on Band, was it Band Lab and Spotify, and even on YouTube. I mean, what's the feedback? Has anybody ever said, "Wow, that's pretty cool," or have they said, "Oh, that's terrible," or have they given you any feedback at all when they listen to your
Yeah.
songs?
Um, a famous rapper gave a feedback. His name is Ace Two,
Hmm.
and he thinks it's pretty awesome.
Well, that's very cool. That'd be like two aces. That'll be a good hand if you were playing poker. I got two aces. Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. I've never been much of a gambler, but I think having two aces. Do you think that you'll team up with this other ace, or is it an ace on his own?
I think it's that Ace on its own.
He's a loner. He's a rebel. That's just me. That's just me saying it. But Ace Balangitan, I'm so happy to talk to you. I mean, I know we set this up about a month ago. I don't have the best
Yeah,
connection with you. I hope that you're hearing me well, and I'm glad that you speak English. I know that in the Philippines you speak what, Tagalog?
Yeah, Filipino, Tagalog.
Man, I know I watched one of your videos. You were talking to one of your family members, and it was all in Tagalog. And the language to me, it's very fascinating. It's got just so many different syllables that just fly at you. Pa 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 pa. Now I know
Yeah,
that the Philippines were settled by well, they were settled by the Spaniards. Is that why all the Filipinos have a lot of Spanish names there?
yeah. We are colonized by Spanish and Japanese.
Spanish and Japanese. That's fantastic. I
Yeah.
mean, to have that kind of a history. What culture do you identify with the most? I know Philippines have their own culture in themselves. In fact, when I was younger, I was 13 years old. I'm 51 right now, but when I was 13 and a little bit younger, I had a pen pal in the Philippines that I would write actual letters. This is way before email, but I used to write to this little girl, when I was a little boy, and it was
Oh,
so much fun. She sent me some pictures of her wearing her schoolgirl's her uniform. I guess she went to a private school, or maybe there's always uniforms in school. Is that right?
yeah. You have really fun things here.
You had to have a uniform in school?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, what were your colors? Blue or green or what?
green.
Green. I went to private school and I wore blue, and I think they ran out of money for some reason and they made us buy more uniforms, but in green. I think that's how they make their money. I think that's how they do it. They make you buy these
Yeah,
uniforms. But
that's this.
it might be a scam. It's possible. But I mean, how? All right. So going back to what's going on with you, you started to make music. But how long ago did you start making music? Were you playing piano, or was it? Let's see, piano, vocalist. Were you a beat maker first? What was the first instrument that you played?
I'm a beat maker first.
Beat maker first. And when did that start? Did somebody give you a computer, or did you have somebody else's computer that you could use?
I started making music on my mobile phone.
What do you remember? What you were using? What app you were using on that?
Bandwag too. I use Bandwag.
Band Lab. And I see. Okay, Band Lab not only has an app, but they also have a website that you can put your music on once you make it. And is that easy? I know I'm starting to sound like a commercial for BandLab, but I'm kind of interested. When you make the music on your BandLab app, can you upload it directly to the website?
Um, yeah, it depends on your account if you signed in.
Very cool. I mean, it's very interesting to me that you can make music on your phone. And is that the only program that you're using?
Yeah, I own because it's free.
That is pretty cool, man. Ace, that Balangitan, that is perfect. I mean, but tell me about how it is growing up in the Philippines. Excuse me, I sneezed on you. No, tell me how it is growing up in the Philippines. You say that you had to move very quickly because of a financial problem, but I mean, what was all that about? I mean, are you doing okay now?
Yeah, we're doing okay. When I am in Cavite, the people there is so nice. But here I don't know any neighbors there
Well, all
because
right.
I'm introverted.
Well, we got kind of a bad connection with the Skype. I know it might be, just hey, we're traveling halfway around the world, trying to get a connection together, connecting with you, Ace Balangitan. We got a little idea of who you are. I know this hasn't been a really long interview, but if you could tell people just whatever information you want to give them so they can connect with you and find out more about your music, let them know. Go ahead right now.
Um, Balangitan. I'm posting updates there a lot.
All right. Well, I have a pretty bad connection. I'm going to try to salvage whatever audio that I have, and I'll put it out there. This way, at least they'll get a little idea of who you are, Ace Balangitan. It already told me that we had a poor connection, and the voice on your side is just terrible. But I have the website for your band lab, for your Spotify, for your YouTube. I even have your Facebook and your Instagram, and your Twitter as well. So I found all those, and so I'll be able to put those on the show notes and give people a little idea of who Ace Balangitan is, and they'll listen to your music. I subscribe to your YouTube as well. Is there anything that you want to tell the people?
Wait. I have a new release. I have a new single release. It's called Goodbye My Friends. Yeah.
And what is that all about?
It's about my classmates. Like, it's not really goodbye. We can what is it? What's the word? We can hang, but some of them will be, transferring to another school. So
Okay. So it's kind of a see you later, or hey, have a great time, or farewell to you. I see it on your
yeah,
band. I see it on your band lab, and I see that as a selection there. Goodbye, my friends, by Ace Balangitan, and that's your latest. And 4 days ago, you put that up there. Have you been working on that for a long time, or was that something that went together pretty quickly?
pretty quickly. I'm making music like super fast.
Wow, how long does it take you to make a song? For example, "Goodbye, My Friends," from thinking about it to putting it on the internet.
Like, I think 7 working hours.
You said 7 days,
No, hours.
7 hours.
Yeah, because that is the longest.
Wow, that is pretty fast to be able to think about something, to put it out there to the world in 7 hours. It's amazing what technology can do. I'm like I said, I'm an old man. The thing we had to do, we had to play some instruments, we had to make our own beats, and sometimes we'd have vinyl records. We had to sample them if we wanted to use somebody else's music and sample it and make it into another hip hop beat or something funky. But yeah, that wasn't very legal, I think, back in the 1980s. But I think you're doing it much better than I am, Ace Balangitan. I appreciate you so much for putting that music out there.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, all right then. I thank you so much for being on the What Makes You Famous podcast. I wish the connection was a little bit better, but I will put this out there, and I will send you the links probably in the next hour. Is there any last words you want to tell the people?
Um, follow Dan. I love this show. It's so nice to be here.
Well, thank you so much, Ace Balangitan. I will talk to you later, and I will keep in touch with you, and I'll follow you on your various social medias and your music websites. Okay?
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, party people. Ace Balangitan. I know that was kind of a short one. I apologize. Well, I mean, should I apologize? It was Skype, okay? We're Skyping all halfway around the world to the Philippines, and his connection wasn't so good, but I'm so glad I got to talk to him. Just look up his name. You'll see the spelling right there on the show title even, and in the show notes, I have all of his various links to his music. He's a young man, and he's putting that music out there to the world. And from what he says, his brother likes it, okay? So, and that's all the opinion that he needs. So I hope you like it. He hopes you like it. We hope you like it. Hey, it's people creating. All right. That's it for this installment of What Makes You Famous. I appreciate Ace Balangitan for being on the program all the way from the Philippines. I know he said he's doing reasonably well with the coronavirus out there. He says it hasn't changed him because he's an introvert. He likes to stay inside and make his beats. So there you go. It hasn't changed him one little bit. Continue making your beats, my man. Continue. All right. If you'd like to tell your story, now this time I'm switching over to you. Yes, you, my loyal listener. If you'd like to tell your story, I encourage you to give me a call at 501-470-6386 or email info@radiowhat.com. That's it for me. It's Keys Dan, radiowhat.com, djlittlerock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.